A question I got from Palak Chikara was Palak asked me when should you use right when is the right time to start a school? Well, different schools have different times at which are the idealist times. Now, if it's a formal school, a school with grades lower kindergarten or kindergarten to grade 12th kind of a school or primary school, then you have to think about when do admissions start in your area. So for example, if the new academic session starts in April, then of course February or beginning February would be the time of admissions to start. If it's June, then of course you can take 2 or 3 months before that. If it's an August start to admissions, then of course 2 3 months before that is when people start thinking and start choosing other schools. Now you cannot. I'm not suggesting you launch at that time. That is the time when people take a decision to change schools. That is the time. By then, people in your community should be aware of your school, because otherwise what happens is if you wait until the admission season starts and then you start your marketing and advertising campaign, people will come to you and say, oh sir, we just joined another school, we'd not heard about your school, we know how great it is. It happens to some of our franchisees who are very late. They realize what that a Shamrock and a Shamford brand has opened up. They're so excited, but they said it's just a week back we paid so many thousands of rupees to the other school. Now what do we do? So our franchisee is also in a dilemma now. What can he do about it? So always ensure that whatever is the admission time in a formal school in your area, it's not difficult to find out. I'm sure you know that. But 2 or 3 months before, you should ensure that the awareness of your school, its USPs, what it's about, should be there in the community so that you start with a bang and you don't start with a slow start. If you have a slow start, you'll be justifying to people the whole year that, oh, we got late and this is what happened and we could not start on time and that's blah blah blah. And most people wonder why is the school not doing well. And then people question, should I send my, there must be something wrong with this school, maybe that's the reason why he's just trying to make a cover up story. That's why there are less children, and nobody wants to make their children a guinea pig and send their children for trial, right? So it's always very very important that you start with the bank, started well, so that when people see, oh, so many seats are filled up. In fact, the best form of marketing is a board saying admission closed, not admission open, admission closed, because now more people want to join that school. So start properly, time yourself well, ensure that your school is constructed well and is constructed in time, and you start the marketing well in time so that by the time the admission season starts, you're well aware. Everyone's aware of your brand. On the other hand, if it's a preschool, a play school, kindergarten school, Montessori school, playway school, same thing, right? Any school which takes entry level children the age of 2, which is before the formal school education, admissions happen throughout the year. Whenever a child is 2, parents want to send the children to a preschool because he's now or she is ready to learn. If you are catering to an area with daycares as well, again admissions will happen throughout the year. So there you can open pretty much any month of the year. Yes, even in a preschool, there are good and bad months. For example, festive seasons are tend to be bad months because everybody's thinking on holidays and not about admissions. If it gets extremely hot or extremely cold, then admissions come down. People want to keep the kids inside and say, okay, once the weather settles down, then we'll send our children. Apart from that, you can open your preschool any time of the year. If it's on rent, then you might want to consider these small factors, because sometimes if there are vacations coming up, for example, nobody wants to join a new school just before the vacations because they'll have to pay the fee for the vacations. So if a property is on rent, then you may want to consider these small factors like the weather, holidays. Otherwise, if it's your own property, just open any time of the year. Even if it's on holidays, you can start with a summer camp or a winter camp and not have to start regular classes. And you can start with summer camp and then start your classes once the holidays finish. So I hope I've answered that question, that how to start, when is the right time to start a school. And then whenever you do start a school, you have to start with a bang. I mean, nobody talks about a movie which is 6 months old. So same way, when your school is new, people in the community will talk about it. A school is something which concerns the community, where the community is connected to your school. So the whenever a new school opens, people do talk about it. Now it's in your hands where you get maximum people talking about it, create that buzz in the community, and you have a good start from day one. And then when imagine somebody walk into a school and they see, oh, it's a 2 month old school and there are no admissions or one admission, they feel what's wrong with this school. On the other hand, you've done a great job, people are talking about you, when they come to your school they like it, they know the brand. Instantly you get credibility, and that's one of the benefits of a franchise, that you get instant credibility when somebody takes our franchise. I mean, if they start their own school, they say, yeah, we're a new school, we just started a school, this is my vision, this is how I want to deliver education, this is what I feel is missing from the education system. That's one pitch. On the other hand, if somebody takes our franchise, they say we are a chain of 650 schools, we are run by the Arora family, we have branches in India and abroad. We have about 650 locations, we are 30 years old, we are supported by Chota Beam, and all that credibility. We got 17 awards last year in 2019. All that credibility instantly transfers to you. So when you take a franchise, all that credibility and instantly level of parents trust. I mean, you're not selling a toothpaste where somebody's going to try it and say, okay, I don't like it, throw it away. This is the children's foundation we're talking about. So when you take a franchise of ours, all that credibility that we have earned over 30 years, that goodwill over having taught over 4 lakh children instantly transfers to you, and that initial numbers goes up, and then that develops faith in the parents, and of course then admissions should take off from there if you're following the system properly. So I hope that I've answered that question. When should you start a school and how to start it with a bang, and why you should start it with a bang as well. Good luck in your school project. If you have any questions, write them in the comments below. I'll try and answer them as best I can. Good luck, and don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell icon. This is Amol Arora, Managing Director, Shamrock and Shameford Schools, signing off. I hope that your school does really, really well.